Hello everyone, I am Janani R, Assistant Professor, Department of English SF, UG and PG. Today, in this video, we are going to learn in detail about the novella titled Animal Farm by George Orwell. George Orwell is an English novelist, poet, essayist, journalist, and critic. Animal Farm is an allegory to the Russian Revolution, which meant to end in communism and equality, but it resulted in totalitarianism under the dictatorship of Stalin. These are the major characters in the novella: Mr. Jones, Napoleon, Snowball, Squealer, Old Major, Boxer, Molly, and Moses. The novel begins when Mr. Jones, owner of the manor farm, locks the farm and switched off the lantern to sleep in his room. Meanwhile, all the animals in the farm were waiting to see Old Major, which is a white boar, which wanted to convey the dream that he dreamt last night. Everyone gathered at the barn. Old Major is a very respectful animal that everyone in the farm is ready to lose their sleep in order to hear what the old boar has dreamt. Now, all the animals gathered except Moses, which is a raven. As Old Major saw everyone sat comfortable to hear his dream, he cleared his throat and started to speak. He saw the animals and stated them as comrades. The old major is weak. He tells that he may die at any time, but before he leaves the world, he wanted to convey something to his fellow animal group. Old Major saw the crowd who was risking their life, which we live has no value. It is miserable, laborious, and very short. All the animals in the farm are fed with good food. They make us to work, says Old Boar. Their main motive is to take away our strength, and till the last breath of our life, our energy is being taken away by them. So, this old boar mentions animals to be very free, independent, not to fall in the prey of human beings. He further says that the life which we have to live is not the one which we are living. At the beginning, there were dozen of horses living here, 20 cows, 100 sheep. Now, very few. Everyone is slaughtered because of the eagerness that the human beings has to hold money, to hold power. They are ready to kill any animal. Whole of the animal community's energy is wasted by a single person coming under the title as human beings. The answer for all a problem is to take away man from this world, says Old Major. Man is considered to be the real enemy, says the animal community. Man is the only creature that consumes without any protection. He does not give any milk, he does not going to lay eggs, he cannot pull plow, but he is considered to be the lord of all animals. But every drop of the animal's energy is gone to man. The sheep, the cloves were sold every year without their parents' permission. All the evils are started because of man. Why? So the old boar asked, why to work day and night for man who has nothing to do with the animal community? He is not going to help us in any way. So the old major says that we should not keep quiet. We have to rebel, says the old major. So old major says, never trust the words of man. Even if he says whether the man and animal both are equal, you should not accept that. Animals, there must be perfect unity and strength. So he finally says, all men are enemies and all men are comrades. So he asked, that is, the old major asked the fellow animal community to be very strong and fight against men. They wanted to take the power of men over animals. So, this particular animal farm depicts a group of people who rebel against human and became their own masters. Things were going very smooth at first, but what happens at the last is the animal, in search of their freedom, they started to behave like human beings. They started to hurt one another, and Pigs become more powerful, more hungry, and became the new oppressors of the other fellow animals and become indistinguishable from humans. You cannot differentiate between animals and humans because both started to behave like same. They started to construct windmill, they started to walk like human beings, they started to do all the mischievous things that the human beings usually do. So as it is said, the Animal Farm is a beast fable, which speaks about a satirical and allegorical novella. And this particular thing speaks about the dictatorship of Soviet Union. And throughout the story, you could find the dictatorshipness of selfishness and self-centered. Their main motive now is to bring back animals as the main power and to throw away the man. But it is not going to happen. Again, the farm will come under the human beings. So the author humorously illustrates the aftermath of Russian Revolution and conveys the message to the society. Orwell's voice in the novella is a good example of the critical voice. As this Animal Farm depicts a group of animals who rebel against human beings, and finally what they do is they come back to their own position. They understand that no one is equal to man, he is powerful than animals